Check 1, 2, check.
Check.
Everybody's so enthusiastic this morning.
Morning, JB. I'm happy JB's here.
Oh, jeez, that's loud.
Jeez, what the heck?
I don't know what's going on. I was fired up from the moment I got up. Like, I was ready to roll. I think I texted you guys last night.
I thought you kind of beamed yourself over here.
And then I texted you guys at like 8 or something, and I said, what's up? You know, or what are you guys up to today? And you're like, I'm 5'8".
Yeah. I didn't
what are you up to?
I didn't get all that stuff till I got out of mass.
And then
5'8".
somebody wasn't responding.
I was busy.
Because you were busy hearing about goats?
It was part of the sermon.
Yeah,
it was memorable.
There's context missing around that, though, because typically when you go, it's like, you know, you guys don't be sheep.
So it was all about that.
Don't be sheep.
But don't be like a follower, right? Like, just
it was all about the shepherd who gives up his
be
life
a leader
for the flock. And then for some reason it got into goats, and that was very memorable. How if you leave 2 male goats alone in their enclosure all day, they'll do nothing but try to castrate each other.
Is that like teenage boys, you know, when you're like hanging out and you're like
bit.
wrestling and you're like pantsing and
Teenage boys?
I don't remember those times.
Well, no, you know, when
wrestling?
you're like just boys are like teasing each other all the time, you know, and it's
Still happens in your 50s.
That's true.
You guys wrestling and trying to pants
not
each
that.
other?
Not the wrestling.
No, I can't say that we've ever
Anyhow,
wrestled.
I think your read is
digress.
correct. The energy level's a little low, but I'm glad JB's here. It's been a while. I'll get to talk about all those things I can't talk about, like with you, like exercise, being outside, sports.
Yeah.
I miss you guys. It's nice to be
You
here.
can talk about that with me.
It's a one-way
I just don't
conversation.
add much.
He'll just
conversation.
He'll just snore like his dog Winston.
I'll just pants
Winston's
you.
back.
I'll just pants you. Oh.
That's Winston, the dog,
Yeah.
who's having a nap right beside us.
Should we start this thing?
Let's go.
Warning, this podcast will be an injurious waste of your time. Warning, this podcast will be an injurious waste of your time.
Yeah, good morning. I'll take a medium with 2 sugar and a medium regular, please.
Morning, boys. Duff, JB.
Morning, DDT. Morning, Duff.
Morning, fellas.
Good to be here.
Morning, Winston.
Back in DDT's studio cave with Winston.
Winston the puppy.
You know,
the dog.
You guys should have come
He's 14.
to my studio. I have like a couch and
I would have made
rocking
it this
Did
morning.
you get only
chair.
1 sugar in this coffee or 2?
1.
I said 2.
So I texted you.
And I said 2.
No, you didn't.
Not
Go
sweet
back.
enough. What's it
Go
say on
back.
the top?
Sugar.
1S. Dark roast?
No.
Oh, he also likes the dark roast, JB, for next time.
I forgot the.
So JB had a good observation there. He commented on the lids today. Are you guys familiar with the lid?
Oh,
with
you
the
did.
lid story here?
My
in Ottawa?
apologies.
Yeah.
All I saw was the fact that
Oh.
Duff wanted me to scan his code
Yeah, sent you that.
right away, and
Didn't
then
happen.
I didn't see right before that you said medium 2 sugar. But you know what? You're sweet enough as it is.
I think you'll be fine.
It's not too bad.
You'll sip it more slowly.
You should start drinking black coffee anyways, because it's
hard.
Why put sugar in there?
It's hard to get on.
I like a
black
little
coffee.
sweetness.
A little sweet, eh?
Yeah, I like the sweetness.
I like the maple syrup through the week. I put a little maple syrup in mine.
Do you?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice.
A little shot of maple syrup, a little shot of cream. Get the day going.
So yeah, I've been
The
away.
highlight of my day.
I've been away for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Is that
because-
homemade maple syrup?
Oh,
Somebody made it homemade, yeah.
well, you made some, didn't you?
I made
Yeah.
a little batch this year.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy.
Are you using that, or is it gone already?
I haven't used it yet. Maybe I should.
In your coffee.
I
I
totally
could,
thought that's why not?
I might
Yeah.
need to put another sugar in this. You might.
Well, how about we have intelligent conversation while the
Yeah.
teenager puts
you-
the sugar in his coffee?
Yeah, go put some
Oh,
sugar
I'm
in.
just kidding. It's fine.
No,
I don't
wanna
want to leave just because I don't know what you're going to
Yeah,
say about me when I leave.
And I don't want to mislead you. I think I made a grand total of about 1 cup of maple
I was
syrup.
going to say a couple ounces.
It wasn't much.
You know, it's like you get a
You didn't get much
giant,
this
you get
year?
a giant bucket, and it's like enough for a quarter of a pancake.
Didn't try hard. Just
okay.
grabbed a few trees near my place of work and collected it, and shared the story a bit. It was kind of neat to see.
Yeah.
Could have got going earlier. I have a larger aspiration for next year, though. In my walkabouts through the neighborhood, there are some beautiful large old maple trees.
Around here?
No, within the area of Westboro.
Oh.
And I have this idea of a urban landowners kind of coalition of maple trees where I could get permission to tap them and make the syrup.
And you get to keep it.
Of course.
Yeah.
I get the syrup. They get the joy of sharing.
You tap that?
I would tap these, man. They are big. Yeah.
I've got 2 beside my house. You think those are tappable?
I don't know if yours are sugar maples, are they?
I'm not really sure.
I mean, you can
I'm not a
tap
tree
any
expert.
maple. You can tap any maple. But I'm not sure. Yours may be...
I thought you could do any maple. Is it a specific kind of maple?
Well, the sugar maple yields the most sap and sugar. The richest sugar in the sap, if I'm not
How can you
mistaken.
differentiate what makes it a sugar maple?
The
characteristics
species
of
of the tree?
No,
Like
but what
the bark?
leaf.
Well, the leaf and that's the other problem. Here I am trying to identify everything with no leaves, which makes it harder.
Yeah.
So the trick is to go around in the summertime and mark them when you can clearly see the leaf structure.
Right.
And the bark helps. Like sometimes the bark is pretty indicative of the type of maple tree.
Gonna have to look that up.
Anyways, I'm almost bored.
Speaking of
talking about
leaves-
that. Yeah.
They lost last night.
Ooh,
I forgot to watch.
why can't we get back to the cup lids and then
Did
we'll go
we?
on? Then we'll go.
Oh, okay, sure.
So
Okay, so I got coffee this morning,
tell us.
and so first of all, downtown
Thanks for the coffee.
Ottawa, where I got a coffee last week,
Yeah.
they've switched to cardboard lids.
This is Tim's.
Yeah, and I thought putting that aside for a second, I thought there was some legislation that was coming into force about single-use plastics that had to be done by this date. So when I saw them downtown, I figured,
Must be that time.
must be that. But then now I was just looking at our coffee lids from our friends at Tim Hortons.
Good old number 5,
And it's-
recyclable plastic.
Yeah, it's recyclable plastic. So
You just throw it in the recycling bin.
So essentially, the cardboard lids downtown are like the same. It appears to be the same kind of consistency as
Straws.
the straws.
How's it feel on the lips?
It was fine.
Doesn't soften up?
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, okay.
Like
It's the worst taste, though.
coming back from. So we went to Montreal. We can talk
I've
about
never
that
tried
a bit.
it.
But
I've never tried it.
No, but I like a cardboard straw.
You
halfway-
taste it?
Oh,
halfway
it's terrible.
back from Montreal yesterday, we stopped at Tim's and I grabbed an
In
ice.
Rigaud?
No, before that in Hudson.
Did you stop in Rigaud?
No.
Oh, okay.
And I grabbed an ice cap, and they gave it to me with a paper straw.
Oh.
Ugh.
Right? So I'm halfway done the ice cap, and it's still giving me a brain freeze, so it's still quite cold.
You've got to slow down.
I got to slow down, but
And the floppy straw just flops over.
the top of the straw where I'm drinking out of is getting all wet and mushy, and it's like
Deformed.
I totally understand the concept behind it, but like they can make cups out of corn, I think, right?
Yeah.
Like water drinking cups. Like why not make the
With
straws
that plasticky feel.
yeah,
Yeah.
like make it so it can be.
I think
Yeah.
they can too. Must be cost.
I'm trying to really I'm trying to make the straw be
Yeah.
stiffer for longer.
Of course you are. You having any luck with that?
No, it got soggy right away yesterday.
Ah,
I don't know what I. Don't
There's
have
nothing
anything
to say.
contribute
what's
to
yeah.
that. Yeah.
We just end it there.
Do you guys ever? So we went to Montreal for
We
a
could
date.
talk about the goats.
We went to Montreal for a date night. Did you guys ever go out of town for a date night?
No.
Or?
Yeah.
You frequently do that, not
Yeah.
necessarily for a sleepover, but you and the wife will go for.
Yeah, but we've done
go for a
the.
bike ride or.
I mean, prior to kids, for sure. Our destination of choice was always Lake Placid.
Yeah.
Head down, do stuff on the way, stay a night, come back. Montreal. I'm wondering if we've ever done Montreal. I don't not like Montreal. I like Montreal, but I just never really spent a lot of time
Just
there.
don't like the driving there.
But
it's
that's
kinda
what's
ba-
nice
it's
about
pretty bad.
Montreal. Oh my God, it's like 2 hours or less.
Yeah.
Eh?
It's
Yeah.
About 2
Yeah,
hours.
But it's
depending.
like, the driving sucks.
the
pretty bad.
the drivers are interesting for sure.
Yeah.
It's very, very aggressive driving, and the network of highways and overpasses and stuff like that in downtown Montreal.
Oh,
And
it's terrible.
there's always heavy construction as well.
Yeah.
So the driving, once you get there, past Rigaud, it can be
Rigaud.
fairly interesting. However, with the 30 now, you can bypass a lot of that stuff and just kind of come right into the downtown if you're willing to pay like the $3 toll.
Right.
Does the 30 take you to the south and then to the east,
Yeah.
kind of bypassing the city if you're heading down to the States or
I
something?
believe you
Yeah.
have to. I think there's a bridge there too.
Like if
isn't
you're
it?
going to Quebec City, you can completely bypass.
Okay.
You can
Yeah.
completely bypass.
I think I've done
Montreal.
that before.
Yeah, it's worth it for
Well, you
sure.
can also
It's
go
way
down
worth
the
it.
50, the back way up through Gatineau down the 50
Oh,
The 50s,
the
And
scenic,
Laval.
the 50s brutal
and Laval.
scenic
because
route.
it's not. There's not a lot of passing. Like so, we drove down the 50 like a bunch of times this winter.
Or you could just go to Montebello.
because we were going to Tremblant. Montebello, I love Montebello.
Yeah.
I absolutely love Montebello.
What do you love about it?
I just the old cabin.
Have you
They-
stayed there before?
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you do any curling when you were there?
I did not. We used the pool, and we did like nice walks and went to the village and had supper there a few times. I got married there, so
Oh, wow.
it's got a
to
special.
Robert, to
It's a
Not everybody.
Roro?
Not everybody has been married multiple times.
Yeah.
Like you,
To Roro?
like you and me, right?
Yeah.
you and me.
We've both been married a couple times.
Have you?
Yes,
You were married before?
I've been married twice.
No.
You guys have heard this story a million
No,
times.
we
To
have
the, to the same wife?
To the same person.
Oh,
okay,
okay.
I remember
I
that
thought,
now.
okay,
Okay,
yeah.
It just kind of came back to me all of a sudden. Yeah.
That story, yes.
We got married twice.
I thought you meant like.
how much we love each
nah,
other.
we.
Yeah.
No, no.
I
thought I'd see
I was
if
young and
I thought I'd
foolish.
try
Se-
some shock with you guys, and it worked.
Yeah.
Secret kids in the closet.
No,
somewhere.
no.
I've got a 35-year-old.
It's not something we do
Is
very
he 35?
often.
No, he's not. Your first son?
He's.
Oh, me. No.
25.
Okay.
But yeah,
No,
like,
I'm just kidding.
yeah.
Wow. That got crazy. All from Montebello.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah.
I
I like the
Montebello's really nice.
Yeah.
Like it's but the 50's terrible.
The 50's terrible. You know what was worse than the 50?
I didn't mind the 50
The 323 back in the day.
To go
to
where?
Tremblant.
to Montreal.
Really?
Yeah,
What?
What?
I've taken the 50.
Why?
Yeah, there's no
So I
point.
drove the 50
That's
a couple
ridiculous.
times. One actually to go to Quebec City.
Yeah, scenic route.
Taking the 50.
Mm.
Wow.
Goodness, that's like so much further.
Well, if you just want to go for a drive, you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice
Oh.
drive.
It's nice.
Yeah, JB, how about the 323 north from Montebello
That used to be
through Lac des Plages?
that used to be an adventure.
And the rocks that were about 8 feet apart that you had to go up between.
Yeah.
Remember that spot?
Yeah. You essentially you could catch
Yeah.
air.
Yep.
If you were going fast
I'll
enough.
never forget that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I would drive there with people that had no idea.
Just scare them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be like, it's sort of like that hump going to Carlton Place a
Oh,
few
they
years
fixed
ago.
that.
Yes, but
Well,
it's coming back.
Unexpected.
Yeah.
It is coming back.
It's coming back.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Probably half-assed.
So
fix.
who knows what the hell's under
Yeah, exactly.
That's like a major fault
my
line
hump.
they
I
discovered
know,
or something.
apparently,
Yeah. Like
it's
it
like,
keeps,
yeah.
It's my hump.
It's
My
fascinating.
hump. My lovely lady lump.
All right, it's good show, guys.
See what you've been missing, JB?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, the idea of Montebello is pretty cool.
Watch
I've
you don't
never
run into
I've never
Winston,
been, and I don't think I could pay what they demand these days. It's not cheap, eh?
No,
Yeah.
no. I knew. So the past few times
But
where
what
we've
is?
gone there,
Yeah.
Mm.
I had a friend that whose other half happens to worked for the Fairmont.
Oh.
So I was able to
Secure some
to
better
secure a
rates.
family rate,
I got that.
which makes a big difference.
I
However,
got that with Hilton.
the dates are somewhat kind of limited, but
Mm.
so I got the but it's expensive. Everything's expensive right now.
Well, yeah.
Like we went to Montreal, as you know.
How much did that breakfast cost you?
Well, so
Was that at the hotel?
So
or
for the
different place?
Podbean
no,
skis,
my breakfast was $30.
JB showed us a lovely
Yeah.
plate of food
But
the
I
other
had
day.
$30.
I had a big
Plus tip?
pancake. I had 2 chicken schnitzels, 2 eggs.
2
I had a
eggs.
latke,
Some syrup,
some syrup, and it was a big plate of
some
food.
white stuff on the latke.
Still $30.
That's,
Is
sour
that
cream.
bacon? What's this last thing?
That is beef bacon.
Beef bacon.
Oh,
I had
nice.
never had beef bacon. It was really good.
Look at that, eh?
I would highly recommend. It's called Arthur's Nosh in Montreal. It was
Arthur's
fantastic.
Nosh.
What part of Montreal? Is that by Shapery?
That is right beside the Fairmont Queen Elizabeth.
Ah.
So all
Yeah.
that for $30? That's actually not bad.
No, it's not bad.
Especially the chicken. Chicken
It-
looks cool.
It's like 2 giant
Yeah,
schnitzels.
And 2 crispy eggs.
And what did the wife have?
She had the pancakes.
Ah. And how much was that?
The pancakes were like $12 or something like that.
Oh, really?
It was way more
Oh,
reasonable.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
you
wonder
splurged.
if they have
I
a
did.
dry Western sandwich for DDT.
Probably. No, they wouldn't. The food all looked really good.
What's wrong with the Western?
Actually,
At our
the dry
favorite
Western, wouldn't be for you. It'd be for your wife.
She didn't like it. Yes.
She did not like it.
No.
You like it.
I like it.
That's
Why-
what she said. She didn't like the
That's
dry
true.
Western.
So have you guys all
That's what
talked?
she
Have you
said.
guys talked about all your upcoming travels? Now that we're talking about like driving short distances. and
Apparently
travel and
my-
stuff?
This is the travel show.
Yeah.
Because we've
apparently.
talked about the trip to Italy.
Well, apparently my Italy trip has been a big hit with our listener.
Yeah.
So
Well,
still in the planning
the
stage.
The big question remains. DDT is dragging 8 people with you.
Yeah.
And 5 are with him in one car and 4 in the other car, something like that. And they are not calculating the volume requirements for all the luggage.
Hashtag money doesn't matter.
Not only money doesn't matter, but planning doesn't matter. So they're going to hop off the plane.
I actually did calculate.
They're
that.
going to hop off the plane.
Are-
Half of them are going to be dragging giant checked bags.
Are you bringing checked baggage, or is
I
everybody
don't-
going to
I
do?
don't know. If we bring a check bag, we're
His
gonna.
family, they're bringing checked
If
bags.
we're bringing a check bag,
Yeah.
it'll be one.
Per
is
person.
No,
Well,
no.
You need to figure that out because
Yeah.
it's going to cost
I'm
you a
lim-
whole bunch of thousands of
well, I know
dollars
that.
to bring checked baggage.
I'm limiting
And they'll need a trailer to
the
tow
check
behind the
bags
Volkswagen.
to one for my family.
Are you now?
Yeah.
What you say goes.
I'm buying a backpack and I'm
Just like-
stuffing that.
Just like
full of some
we're not
clothes.
buying another car.
Why don't you just do a carry-on?
Oh, that's what I mean. I'm
No,
Give me back.
like just
A true
do carry-on.
That's
oh,
what we're planning.
Right. Yeah.
See, they can.
That's
Like
not
the
gonna-
last 2 trips I've done, it's just carry-on.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
It should.
You're one of you guys are those people that like
Yeah.
take up the overhead bins with carry-ons,
Yes.
Well, you're allowed to carry
and
on.
then there's too many now because there's no room on the carry-on.
So what they do
I mean,
is they take
overhead
a
bin.
few and they just put them down below. Anyways.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
once
I know.
and you don't
people
have to pay.
as
Yeah.
people are coming onto the plane,
That's
if
a
the carry-on's
cost-saving
full.
hack.
Well, it's like
That's a cost
that
saving
is a
hack.
cost-saving
DDT.
hack.
It
You're
is
right.
absolutely. a
I've
cost
seen
saving-
that so many times, but like people try to get on the plane, okay, right? They even though they're like zone 1 and they're calling for zone 5, the zone 1 people got to line
See
up,
how he's just trying to justify all
at
his
the
bad
gate.
decisions.
right? And then they try to sneak on the plane and get the overhead bin.
All this is irrelevant to my point that you got to picture these guys getting off the plane, going to their rental Volkswagen, and realizing they don't have enough room for everything. Then what?
Well,
What do you
we're
do?
only
Why does the theme song for National Lampoon's European
Yeah.
Vacation just pop up in my head right
we're
now?
only renting a car.
Look,
in-
kids, Big Ben.
We're only we're only renting a car in southern Italy anyway.
So
The
how are
rest of it is train.
I wish you well. I wish you well.
That's the other reason why we don't want to bring too many, right? Because you're going to get on the trains.
Bring too many people?
No, too many luggage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you will.
It's not like me. No, it's not me. Right.
It never is you.
Remember,
DDT.
guys,
Yeah.
it's not me.
But you're in charge, and you just said you're not allowing
We
anyone
went to
do
Sudbury for Easter
Yeah.
weekend.
with giant suitcases.
My wife brought this case of makeup,
Oh, boy.
and I said to her, "Is that what you're gonna bring? You're not
To
gonna bring
Italy.
that to Italy." She's like, "No, it'll be too hot. The makeup will run." But I guarantee you,
Oh, man.
it's gonna be something.
I wish you well.
Yeah.
So, your
There's gonna be an
budget?
argument over that.
Budget's good? We talked about
Budget's
our
good.
budgets yesterday.
It-
Budget's
is-
good. I'm around
it-
13 grand right
It-
now.
Is there a budget?
That's incredible.
How are you at 13 grand with that many people?
I can't imagine.
That's not possible.
My budget is 14 grand for 10 days in Ireland.
What?
See, you think that's too high, right?
How is that? That seems high. Are you getting free accommodations?
Well, not totally free.
Nothing's free.
Oh, I mean, yes.
There's
yes,
my
I am.
budget for Ireland, roughly. Tell me what's crazy. Read it out to the listener if you want.
$4,000 for flights. That's you.
4 people.
You
return.
you might be able to get like some kind of flash deal. That's fine.
We did. That's the only thing we've accomplished.
Okay.
3,400 return.
Okay, well that's good. Yeah, that makes sense. So accommodations 4,000. How many nights?
9.
9 nights.
So
Night 1 is on the airplane. I realized after I did
Yeah.
all this.
but that's $400 a night.
Correct.
Is it that much in Ireland?
That's what I'm estimating.
Did you check the prices?
If it's less, great. Yeah, I mean, I glanced.
That might be a bit high.
We like the Airbnbs, you know.
I would. You have 4,000 for accommodations and
Yeah.
2,500 for food and drink.
Food and drink.
The that seems low. The food and drink. I would think that food would be really pricey.
Well, that is a rough estimate of about $250 a day, right?
Yeah, for 4.
For 4. I'm thinking breakfasts will be nothing. Lunches might be more than we're willing to pay, but then the dinners are going to be like $150.
Yeah, like I think you're high on accommodations, but maybe low on food.
Okay, so we can tweak that a bit.
Ground travel, I don't know. Like, are you renting a car for the whole time?
I wasn't going to at first, but it actually looks like the way to go. The car rentals are less expensive than I thought.
They're
like a lot.
cheaper in Europe.
And
I had no idea, yeah.
They are.
But the fuel is expensive.
admissions
Yeah,
and
yeah.
attractions. Like, give me an example. Like, what would you do there?
The Blarney Castle, my lad.
Because those things are like you're looking at.
Kissing the stone. My accent's going to be a lot better when I get back.
That doesn't sound like a.
Are we?
Irish. It
I thought
sounds more Scottish.
I thought we had all agreed that we weren't doing accents anymore.
Ah, touche. Can't I culturally appropriate my own historic culture?
Is
though?
it your history? Okay.
Monaghan, yeah, that's
Of course, my lad.
Mona. Oh yeah, sorry.
There's an actual county there.
Okay, fine.
Has no relation to the family.
You got to wear that. So admissions and attractions.
We can get to the heritage.
That's
after
not
this.
even a day. $1,000. That's not even one day at Disney. But you're not going.
This
to
ain't Disney.
I know, but
Yeah.
that adds up quick.
Yeah.
$1,500 exchange rates. Yeah, I think that's good.
That's a decent estimate, eh?
I think that's good. So I think you.
So like I
are-
say,
The
right off the
exchange
top,
rate-
I
right
think
off
you're
the top.
dreaming.
That's
No.
why I think too.
So
DDT,
I've
I'm
got
doing
actual numbers.
I'm doing
into my-
10 days for 14K.
Here-
You're doing
Whoa, go.
I-
let's
30
I
days.
think you're estimating on
let's
the
go
low
back for a
side.
second. Let's go back for a second.
Go back
That is
where?
what 13,000.
Where are we going back to?
When I said 13,000.
Do they use the lira or the euro?
euro?
Then you're-
13,000.
You're cooked. You're
13,000 Canadian is what I've spent so far.
cooked like a panini.
What I spent so far. I haven't budgeted for food or anything like that because I have.
Have you rented? Like, have you paid for a car yet?
Have you got a trailer
The car
for the
is
car?
reserved.
Trailer?
But you
for
haven't paid for that.
1,100.
Roof rack?
Is it included in the 13,000?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I haven't budgeted for food because I have no idea what's going to cost.
Well, it's got
How
How many
idea.
days?
We're going for 3 weeks.
No,
21
like 5,000, 5 to 6,000, 7,000
So whatever that
maybe
is.
for food.
But here's the thing, like,
No.
yes, I have family in the north, so I'm staying there a couple days.
Do they still talk
And
to
we,
you?
Do they know you're coming?
they know.
Okay.
They still talk to me.
Do they think it's just you?
Have
or,
they-
or-
have they
no,
planned-
they know.
Have they planned a trip out of the country at that time?
Possibly.
Okay.
Some have.
Because they know you're coming.
Not under the country.
Some have.
Some actually have. I've contacted.
White Lotus DDT, you've got to see the episodes.
Not
Oh
that
my
they.
God.
This is their planned vacation. They're the ones that
Podbeanskis,
own the Michelin
This is the
star
real
restaurant.
world reenactment of White Lotus, Italy. From yours truly, DDT
Yes.
and family.
So,
Oh,
but
my
I haven't
God.
budgeted for food because I have no idea what's going to cost. We do have. We're not when we go down in the south. We don't have to. We're not paying for
I
accommodations.
kind of like that theory, eh?
My son-
That's some money doesn't matter. Don't even bother budgeting if you have no idea what it costs. Just
Yeah,
go.
I have no idea
Wing
what's
it.
going to
Just
cost.
go.
My son works
Don't
for Hilton,
research. Don't do anything like that.
so we were able to secure discounts through Hilton
Sweet.
for hotels in Rome and Florence.
Rome.
So yeah, the next coming up is food, and I'm saving all my points on my cards
Mm.
to pay off any of the food. I think I'm up to about $600 in points
Well, that'll help.
on one card. 600.
You should make everybody pay for their own food. They're all adults.
Well, I'm paying for my family.
Yeah, but I mean,
What
that,
did what did you say?
if you wanted a cost-saving hack, right, you shouldn't have to pay everything
my
for
oldest son-
everybody.
My oldest son is going to pay for his food.
Perfect. Now, what about your oldest daughter's boyfriend?
He's
Can he
paying
not?
for his own food.
Okay. See, look,
Yeah.
well, we're already saving some money here.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why I'm at 13,000.
now, your oldest daughter, she's got a job. She can pay for her
I'm going to
food.
pay for her and or my youngest son.
The fair wife,
That makes sense.
she's chipping in, buy her own food, buy her own makeup.
Yes.
And maybe the only one that, I mean, I'm sure he has birthday money and stuff, though. Your
Lucas?
youngest could
Yeah.
maybe chip in and cover some of his
He
own
wants
food.
to buy a PS5 for his birthday. There goes his food money.
Choices.
He's not eating in Lidley.
Choices.
I
Give
guess.
him the choice.
The only thing I didn't put in the budget was my Speedo. You know, what's that, about $40?
They probably have better Speedos over there, I would think.
Well, maybe.
Do you plan on spending some time at the beach?
Yes, we do.
Really, eh?
Of course.
Whereabouts?
Southern Italy in Calabria,
Okay.
along the coast of the Mediterranean.
I didn't picture you guys as a beach family.
Oh yeah, I love the beach.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sunscreen?
lots.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, gonna need lots.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else? Any
Uh,
other questions?
no, I just think that in all seriousness, if you don't start thinking about your ground transportation and your volume requirements,
The only-
something's going to give.
Well, the only two things I haven't budgeted for, like I said, one is food. The other one is the trains.
There must be restrictions about what you can bring onto a train.
Yeah, you can't
You're
lug-
going to have to probably pay
bag
extra
after bag.
luggage.
Well, I don't know. We'll find out. But I'm gonna.
Well,
If
I would,
only there was a way
I-
to find out
yeah,
beforehand.
I would look into that.
Oh, I've looked
Yeah.
into it. I haven't found that
You,
information.
you might want to look into like the Encyclopedia Britannica to see what they charge for
Still
fees.
haven't
The only other thing-
found
the only other thing
what
that I
I'm
can't-
looking for.
They don't have the train schedules out for that time of the year yet.
Mm.
So I don't know how much it's going to cost. But train travel, even high speed, is very, very cheap in Italy. Very cheap.
Okay.
You can get a ticket to Rome for like $85 on the high speed.
Is that cheap?
That's cheap.
Okay.
Well, for 8 people, it's not cheap.
Well, times
It adds up.
whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm not paying for all 8 people, right? Like I said, I'm not paying for my
Okay.
sister-in-law and her daughter. I'm not paying for
Okay.
my daughter's boyfriend.
I keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're paying for 3,
Five.
Paying for 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
85
that's-
times 5.
That's
That adds
500.
up.
That's $500 for one train ride.
Yeah.
Adds up. You're probably going to have a
I think it's going to come
cappuccino
in.
on the train.
I think it's going to come in around 20 grand when all is said and done.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
the number we're looking for, not
Yeah.
12.
No,
okay.
I said I've spent 13,000.
Well, no, that's
okay.
what you said. It's cost me.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
okay,
cost me 13,000 so far.
20 grand. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
For 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, I'm only doing 10 days.
Like if it
Yeah.
was 3 weeks and I had to pay for accommodations of all those 3, yeah, it would be like probably 30 grand.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Fantastic, DDT. I
Yeah.
think the listener and myself, we can't wait to hear what actually happens.
Oh God.
Now, in
I
comparison,
think it's going to be a poop show, to be
in
honest.
comparison, I think you got us all excited about traveling overseas, back to the continent, so to speak. So yeah, we booked a little trip to Ireland, late August. The 4 of us,
Mhm.
sandwiched in between work terms and school terms and jobs and everything else you can think of. The cost-saving hack we chose to employ this time was flying direct out of Toronto.
Oh, so that's what you ended up deciding, eh?
That's what I wanted to update you on today.
Right.
So rather than spend an extra $700 total to fly from Ottawa to Toronto,
Mm-hmm.
in which you would still have to get to the airport, you would still have to wait around and have, I think, the 2 options were, get this, a 3-hour layover, manageable,
Yeah.
or like a 15-hour layover.
Ooh.
So there's other people we know that are going on this trip that chose the 15-hour layover
Yeah,
to
that
save money.
I don't understand that.
And they're
are you
going to
going on
grab a
that trip?
hotel.
Like who else is going?
Well, who do you mean? What do you mean?
Just the look you gave.
That's great. Priceless.
Oh,
My sister's family is joining us. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very much like a BJ trip. okay, where there's the extended family. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that a little bit.
That'll be a good memory.
Anyways, they're doing. It'll be a neat comparison. They're flying down, getting a hotel room for the day apparently, so they can relax, and then back to the airport. Blah blah blah. Our flight doesn't leave till 11:55 at night.
Have you guys ever traveled together?
Yeah, well, I have with them for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
The latest Vegas trip was an example.
No, but you have gone with your mom and sister.
Absolutely.
But have you traveled as a full family before?
No, it'll be neat. It'll be interesting.
Okay.
I think it'll be good because they have a young kid as well, and there'll be a lot of opportunity for the kids to hang out.
The one thing that we should update our listeners on when we come back for season 5 is the number of arguments that happened on my trip and then on your trip.
Oh, okay.
Eh?
I don't anticipate a lot because, like I was saying,
I do.
like
For
we
me,
we have
Yeah.
a healthy amount of let's call it extended group activity and then separate activity. For example, okay. So, anyways, I just wanted to say how we're getting to Toronto. So we're gonna drive down to Toronto. We got the whole day to get there, take our time, have dinner, whatever.
All together?
No, so
Okay.
they're flying.
Okay.
Yeah, they're doing the flying there. Day hotel, which
Yeah.
is going to add even more money, I guess, right? And then
they're saving money on.
they're spending money to save money.
Yeah.
For me, the money doesn't matter for sure. The money doesn't matter. It's the time. I do not. I do not want to fly.
New segment.
Yeah,
Time
matters. I don't want to fly to Toronto at 6 a.m. and have to stay there.
Is that the time they're flying?
They're getting an early morning flight. I think.
What?
Anyways, it doesn't matter.
That's
Take
like
your-
you're
how many flights
you're
to
hurrying
Toronto?
up to slow down.
Wait a
That
second.
makes
Wait a second.
yeah.
There's probably like
60 flights a day.
exactly to
but
Toronto.
it's packaged. It's an air transit thing, so they're
Oh.
only
Oh,
partnered
right.
with
No, right.
Porter.
They're not-
Anyways,
yeah, okay.
the whole point is we're saving what we think is enough money to make it worthwhile. Plus, what was I going to say? Plus the time. Okay, it's going to take worst case scenario 5 or 6 hours to get to Toronto. Probably 4, but whatever. So we could leave at noon. Get there. We have a couple of hotels where we think we'll park the car, which will give us the option of maybe crashing there on the way back and spending a night.
What happens if it gets towed?
If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. So we'll leave. We'll pay.
That came out of nowhere.
We'll pay a few bucks for the parking. And anyways, I think we're coming out far
Why don't you do
ahead.
park and fly?
We could,
Yeah,
but again,
that's
it's,
really cheap.
That's expensive.
Not really.
well. It's a
like-
little
I did
more
a-
than the hotel we
20
we
bucks a
found.
day or something
I did
like that.
park
Yeah.
and fly at Ottawa
At Ottawa. Yeah,
for 3 weeks.
yeah.
$200.
Yeah, I think the park and fly there is a little more,
That's not bad.
but again, remember all those hotels they stuck us at for different hockey tournaments down there?
But didn't you offer to drive me to the hotel? I mean, to the airport.
Possibly.
I think you did.
You're getting away from my story though.
Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to.
The back of a pickup truck would probably be
Yeah.
maybe just enough size for the amount of stuff that you're going to have to bring to the
Might have to
airport.
do a couple
yes.
trips. Yeah.
Might have to do a couple trips.
Anyways, you guys remember those hotels?
You have no
they
faith
stuck
in my
us
family.
in where we're sleeping under the airport, like the
Yeah.
approach.
Yeah.
So you can park your car in places like that for the week, and they'll charge you like $10 a day or something.
Oh, okay.
Anyhow, we get to Ireland, and then it's like, I think my sister's side of the family, they really want to go to Belfast. My side of the family wants to go through County Monaghan en route to Londonderry, where the Dairy Girls was filmed. Famous show on Netflix. Good Duff's pick for you guys.
Never heard of it.
So we kind of want to do that, and then I see us hooking up kind of on the West Coast, maybe in Galway or Killarney or something like that for a few days, and then maybe we stick together for to the end of the trip, or maybe we break off and do our own things again at some point. So I don't know. Like there's so much to plan.
When's this trip happening?
Late August.
Very nice.
Yeah, end of the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
At
yeah,
least
we're
it won't be
excited.
as hot as where I am.
Never gets hot in Ireland, really.
Yeah, like I'm going to be melting.
Yeah.
My daughter will be melting.
Probably. I think all
She's
you
like
guys.
it when she's going to wear her hoodies and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Like, I don't know about
southern
that.
Italy in early summer, you guys will be hot.
Well, southern
Yeah.
Italy in midsummer is when we're going.
Yeah.
It'll be hot.
No, you'll
Yeah.
but you'll enjoy it. I think you guys will have a lot of fun. As will we.
It'll be a memorable trip.
Yeah.
Which
as
is
will
what
we.
which is what's
Well, that's what I'm
important.
saying. When
These
we get back, we
family
can
trips are
compare
gold.
Yeah.
our arguments and
Yeah.
how many we had.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure for my family, there's going to be a few disagreements.
Now, who would be interested in a little side trip before that?
I have a question.
Yes.
So I
had a question too.
I don't typically
Questions?
listen to the previous episodes if I'm not there. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't. But I just looked at the recap of one of them, and you guys had a conversation about Con Earth.
Yeah.
Have you been watching that?
Yeah, I was recommended by my daughter. We've been watching it.
It's redonkulous.
You like it, eh?
It's
It's neat.
It's different.
Did you just say redonkulous?
It's redonkulous.
It is, yeah.
Anyway.
I was very skeptical going into it.
Yeah.
And once I got into it, I laughed a lot. So the laughing kept me going.
Yeah.
The historical inaccuracies and sarcasm is
they're pretty funny.
Yeah.
I'd like to know if they're legit interviews. Like
Me too.
If she's actually sitting down with these people.
It must be.
And if they're not preparing the people.
Yeah. Before the interview, do they
like
say,
Borat.
"Look, I'm going to ask you stupid questions"?
Yeah.
It's like
or
Borat.
is it just jump right into? It's kind of like Borat.
Eh?
Kind of.
It's a little bit like that without
better.
all the inappropriate kind
Without
of
being
way better.
offensive.
sexual references and
Yeah.
the offensiveness and all that stuff.
Oh, I'm glad you watched it. I think it's pretty
more
funny.
it's more just really like idiotic stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Like anyway.
But great scenery, great cinematography,
Yeah.
like great
Yeah.
locations they visit. So it's like a documentary, but
Yeah, you mentioned.
really silly at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we
sorry,
talked about it.
I
that's
sidetracked
okay.
you there.
I don't even remember what I was talking about now.
You said talking about trips. How
Yeah.
about a side trip?
Side trip.
Oh, yeah.
Canada in the Copa America. First time ever. Biggest Western Hemisphere nation soccer tournament around. Okay. The USA is hosting it this summer. Canada is in a group with Argentina.
Canada men, Canada women.
Man.
Okay.
Man. Canada, Argentina, Ecuador, and Chile, I think. Or Peru and Chile. There's a game
whoa, go back.
There's a what?
Canada, Argentina.
And Chile.
Chile. And
Chile.
Peru.
Chanel for men.
Yeah.
Peru.
There's a game in Kansas City. There's a game in
Kansas City and Chile.
Canada.
Atlanta. And Orlando. The Orlando
I
game.
can go to Atlanta. I
We
call my
talked
buddy.
You said you couldn't afford to do anything.
What's the closest game?
That's true, though.
Kansas City's the closest.
How far of a drive is that?
14 hours. No,
Here.
so it's on
JB's
option.
in.
JB, it's midweek. Here's my.
Have they announced when the World Cup is going to be?
No.
When the games are going to be and where in Canada?
Where? Yeah,
Okay.
Vancouver and Toronto.
Okay.
That's it.
But we don't have dates
Stupidest
yet.
decisions.
No Edmonton?
No, that's where I would have put them. Yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest stadium, right?
Yeah, Edmonton usually hosts these things.
Anyways, it's a joke. Canada soccer's a joke.
No Montreal?
And the way they broadcast these games
Well,
on
they
their
don't- they-
stupid Soccer One.
Don't they need, like, real grass?
No, not
No.
anymore.
Yeah, I think they do. That was one of the complaints the women had.
You may be right.
Men get to play on
For
real
the big
grass.
tournament.
But he may be
maybe.
wrong.
Well, the synthetic stuff has
be
come
right.
a long way.
That,
So the game
that popped into my head.
The game in question would be the Chile game, I think it is, in Orlando.
Chile.
It's on a weekend. There are flights to Orlando return
What are we having for supper, honey?
in the $200
Chile.
range. You guys might just have more fun being stupid somewhere. I don't know. It's up to you.
So which one do you want to go see?
Chile.
The Chile game in Orlando, late June.
But
Chile?
why? But
On
why
the
Chile?
weekend. Because it's more about the schedule and the timing.
It's on the weekend.
When is the game?
Saturday.
It's on a Saturday. So
in Orlando? Yeah.
So
we
what
fl-
would your
We
plan
fly
be?
down on a Friday.
Yeah.
Flair Air, 2 nights, fly back Sunday. The whole package I saw online would be about $400 each,
Yeah. Not going to work.
including the ticket to the game.
And the hotels?
Yeah,
And
$400
when?
and the flight?
late June.
And what's the flight?
It's a package, so I don't know how they break it down.
What's the package?
But
The
you
whole
get
thing
a
is $400.
flight, a hotel, and the ticket for about $400.
2 nights or 1 night?
Well, let's do the math here. Friday to Sunday.
No, but you're saying $400 from Friday to Sunday.
I'll say it's
slower.
I'll say it's slower.
So you're saying 2 nights, flight,
Chile.
2 nights accommodation,
Chile.
flight, and
Ticket.
access to the game for $400.
About, yeah.
About.
With accommodations and flight.
Yes, sir.
Where's this package? Where's this package? Let's look it up. Fact check.
Why don't you guys talk a bit?
I would consider that.
I'm going to fire it up here.
You Google that and send it to us.
Fact check. Fact check.
Fact check. Fact check.
I will just simply...
Affleck.
I will... You guys talk.
Chalet.
Talk for a minute.
I made a white chicken chalet last week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Gross.
It was so good.
Gross.
It was so good.
Okay.
I still have it right up here on my phone. Must have been the last thing I searched.
Bye, Winston.
Ottawa, Orlando.
You got fed up with our chalet.
Exactly.
Ooh, I even got 3 nights here.
He even doesn't like it.
I even got 3 nights here.
Where's the accommodations? Where are you staying in Orlando?
You'll see. Let me just find it.
Can we get a day? Can we get a day at Disney?
A tent.
Yes, you could. Not included in my package, though. So you stay right at Orlando. So you're right there. You could definitely spend a day at Disney.
Is it a Super 8?
Motel 6?
Let me just find the cheap one again here.
That would be a really hot game in
That's
Florida.
what I thought.
It's brutal.
But at night. Well, it's June, and it'd be at night.
Okay, maybe it's not that bad.
It'd be in the... Well, it'd be like 28 plus humidity, probably.
Oh, maybe. I would think more than that.
Not at night, no.
Maybe not in the evening, yeah.
Well, you guys can really carry the show when I'm researching it.
I guess, well, he said, it's right here, so we're kind of expecting.
Well, this one is for 3 nights. It'd be $850 each.
Hey, Winston.
Yeah.
That's a far cry from 400.
It is, DDT. But you could still do it, I'm sure.
It's at least $1,000 weekend trip.
I think. Here's one for
if you add the food and
Well, yeah, for sure.
Stuff and
but
you got to rent a car.
No, you don't. No, you don't have to rent a car.
Why?
No car.
Why?
You're all there. You get off the plane. You're in Orlando. Uber around. That's it. No car rental.
Did you forget I'm going to?
Like we're not doing a road trip anywhere, right? Unless you guys wanted to go to Daytona for the day.
Is it Italy?
What?
Is it Italy?
Italy.
Chile.
Okay, I'm just gonna do 2 nights.
Yeah, there's no way I'm spending.
So
from $20,000.
You could afford $500.
So from Canada to
no, I gotta buy a car.
Orlando, Canada.
You don't. That's a choice. Right there, you got $3,000.
Gotta buy a pool heater.
Again, you don't have to do
you have a pool heater now?
No.
Why?
I'd rather buy a pool heater.
Are you buying another car?
Maybe. My wife is bugging me. We only have one car. We can, she went to visit our daughter down.
You do have to rely on other people for rides.
Doesn't make sense.
And I am carless.
Doesn't make sense.
I know it doesn't make sense.
There's a car in your driveway.
That's the work vehicle.
Okay.
Can't really take that.
You found a good car.
Very true.
If you did make this bad decision and buy a car.
What did you find?
You found a $3,000 Jeep, which looked in decent shape.
A Jeep?
A Jeep.
A Jeep.
Like a Jeep
Compass.
Jeep?
A Compass, like an SUV.
Oh, so
Jeep.
it's not like a YJ or...
No, not like that.
Oh my gosh, you had me excited there for a minute.
Nothing cool like that.
No.
I'm like, dude, buy it right now.
No.
We'll go halvesies on it.
No, it's
I'm in.
the most uncool Jeep you can find.
Okay,
would be the Compass.
Well, I don't care.
No,
about
I think the most uncool Jeep from what I've read online is the Jeep, the new Jeep pickup truck.
Oh, agreed. Stupid.
Yeah,
it's not a truck.
Yeah,
that looks dumb.
Nobody likes that.
No.
I think the Jeep,
like
the Jeep people, don't even wave at that one.
No,
the Jeep people are like, whoever designed
it. Dude, you had me excited, man. I've always wanted a Jeep.
Well, I'm getting a Jeep.
Like the YJ with you could take the top off and
I
can't see it.
You take the doors off.
I think those are worth more.
They're not a Jeep.
Apparently they're not very good vehicles. Like they're not very reliable.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, I don't know if it's true, but I've always wanted one.
Yeah.
Not practical, but it just sounds like fun.
Exactly. No, it's not one of those.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
I'm glad you got excited for the Orlando weekend we're planning. Couple nights, soccer, Olive Garden.
It sounds like fun.
Yeah. Well, I'll get you to do some research then. Maybe you can get a better deal.
I can't do that.
Why not?
You could. You just choose not to.
Oh,
right?
Can't.
2 nights, $500.
Can't do it.
Well, you could, but you don't want to. Just say you don't want to.
No, I'd love to go. No, I'd actually love to go.
I don't think you would.
If it was any other year.
If you loved to go, you'd go.
It sounds like a fun experience, but if
and a great game.
If the World Cup wasn't coming here like next year or whenever.
I don't see myself necessarily going to a World Cup game here. That's what I think would be out of price.
But isn't that what you'd want to see though?
I'd love to.
Like drive to Toronto for the day, go watch a game, and come back.
Yeah.
Like to me, that sounds epic, right? Like a World Cup game would be.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to pay $1,000 for a ticket.
If money didn't actually matter,
then
yes, I would go
to the World Cup game.
To Orlando.
To Orlando.
Yeah, so Orlando's easy, man. You're
if
comparing
money
things.
Didn't actually matter.
To me, it would sound more exciting.
It's $500, dude.
To
money
me,
matters.
That's how much I spend on you on coffee in a year.
To me, it would be more exciting to go somewhere like Kansas, like to go to a city.
So
I've
if I
never
didn't
been.
have a job, like we could bomb it to Kansas City.
That sounds more fun, like a road trip.
A road trip
to a city you've never been
exactly.
to. Like I've never been to Kansas.
Well, maybe we won't rule that out either then.
Because that sounds more fun.
Yeah.
I've been to Orlando.
The third,
I don't need to go to an Olive Garden in Orlando.
Come on.
I've been to an Olive Garden in Orlando. I want to do.
Who hasn't?
I want to do something different.
Whatever happened to Olive Garden here in Canada?
They couldn't make it work.
They still have them. I think
they're
just
rare though.
Yeah, they're not very.
I don't think they do in Canada.
No, they do.
Same thing for Red Lobster.
I think you're thinking of Eastside Mario's.
No,
it's
no,
different.
no.
I miss Red Lobster.
The Dead Lobster?
I've always loved Red Lobster.
The Dead Lobster?
I love seafood.
No, the Olive Garden. They had one in I think Montreal.
Yeah, 30 years ago, dude.
No. I was there last 10 years.
No,
yeah.
I disagree.
I don't know.
No, it wasn't.
Maybe
it was,
they're not in Canada anymore.
No, I'm sorry. It was
Canada
Winnipeg.
anymore.
It was in Winnipeg.
Oh, that's possible.
It was in Winnipeg.
Sure, you had money to go to Winnipeg, but you won't go to Orlando.
That was for work.
Maybe you guys could get to work.
Why Orlando? Let's not do Orlando.
He's got a buddy in Atlanta, so that's the third option then.
You know somebody in Atlanta?
We could stay at his buddy's place in Atlanta.
He was best man at my second wedding.
Oh,
but do we really trust any of DDT's buddies though?
Not from the first wedding, maybe the second wedding.
This is the first wedding or the second wedding?
Second.
He was the best man at my second wedding.
Okay.
He was a groomsman in my first wedding.
Oh, wow.
He's one of my best friends.
And he lives in our
How come we've never heard of this guy?
I've heard of him.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He moved to Atlanta.
I've seen no proof of
2003?
his existence.
I've never gone to Atlanta. And that's that's probably another 15-hour drive.
I visited him about
that's
10
more
years
like
ago.
18 hours.
Well, we'd be flying to Atlanta, I guess.
I visited him about 10, 12
fly
years
to
ago.
Kansas City, too. That wouldn't be a bad idea.
I did a
fly to Kansas, catch the game, fly home.
I did a shoot in Huntsville, Alabama.
Alabama.
Then
as a cameraman.
Yeah. And then I
didn't go to Alabama to shoot stuff.
No. So I did a shoot in Huntsville.
Mm.
And then took the quick flight over to Atlanta and visited him for a few days.
Fun. And he's got some property, I heard. Bit of a
I
rural
don't know if he
setting.
still has that anymore, but one of the things that we did was I think he had 10 acres.
Okay.
And he was right into the lifestyle, and he had a couple of guns.
Clay pigeons?
I think he had a AR-15 and a couple of handguns. We went up shooting.
You have a very cute dog.
Oh, the dog. I thought you were talking about me.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought he was talking about me.
Yeah, good times. Anyways, I'm happy you're at least considering it, JB. We can certainly look more into that. We got lots of time.
If I told him we're coming down,
he'd
probably put us up.
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah.
He's your groomsman, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah, best man.
Now, you could make that work? That wouldn't cost you...
When's that?
They're all in June. I don't remember.
No, but I think that was during the week, though, right?
Can't remember.
Yeah. I don't have any vacation time left either.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Vacation time.
I took it all for 3 weeks in Italy.
Wow.
Are you allowed to carry over vacation?
I could buy vacation.
Can you?
Yeah.
So you could take leave without pay.
You should have took the other job.
No, I'd have to pay. Yeah, I'd have to pay.
You would have had a lot more vacation with the other job.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, government, man. Yeah.
Oh, I would have been a lot more downtime anyway.
No, vacation.
Oh, it's the same amount of downtime.
Package?
No, it was the same.
Identical.
Almost.
Yeah. So not identical.
No, I think it was 3 weeks, both of them.
Both were 3
start,
weeks.
yeah.
Okay. No special days for travel.
No.
All right. Well, anyways, I'm glad again you're considering a JB. More to follow. So, anything else on the agenda for today, DDT?
Did we want to talk about the podcast?
Oh, this podcast?
No, the last one.
No.
Oh, I thought you did.
No.
God, no.
Oh, okay. Why it didn't go to air?
No.
But looking forward,
okay.
I like JB's idea to tweak the format maybe.
Well,
I think we
I
call it a different name and everything.
I don't know. Are you okay with that?
I definitely am.
Let's put that out there to the good listener, to the Podbeansky.
To the listener, yeah.
Whether they would mind a change. I'm not.
But that's the point. I don't think we don't necessarily need the authorization from our one listener.
No, but I think so. The idea, and if
let's throw it out there, JB. Throw it out there.
For 4 years, I've been asking someone to email, copcarcoffee@gmail.com with some ideas.
Yeah.
And
someone.
Anyone. Just
anyone. And
send us an email. We've got nothing.
Got nothing.
Ever. We've never received an email. Actually, no, that's not
that's
true.
Not
I'm sorry.
true. What are you talking about?
Once
we had emails a long time ago.
No, that was the mailbag.
The mailbag.
That was the mailbag. That's a different scenario.
Mailbag is very different.
Yeah, very different.
Which is overflowing from the listener.
Constant stuff coming in from the mailbag. But you actually sent.
Don't we have a listener?
You sent an email to that email address at one point.
I don't remember doing that.
Does anybody check this? And I responded, and I said, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago or something.
Oh, maybe it's going all to your junk file or something.
We also gave up our Twitter or X handle.
Yeah, gone.
Oh, did you drop that? Yeah.
Oh, a long time ago. As soon as Twitter changed to X, I didn't agree with that, so I got out.
So you guys have been very emotionally attached to the Cop Car Coffee thing because of the format that started during the pandemic.
Sure.
Where we got together and there was like 2 cars,
outside
to be able to chat. And
safe
stuff.
distance away.
A lot of people think. Well, a lot of people.
Very safe.
1 or 2 people think that we talk about true crime stories on this podcast.
Well, and some people think we're cops, and
that we're cops.
Some people think it's a coffee show.
So we all like the idea of being able to talk to interesting people.
Yes.
And just
who's gonna set up the guests?
I think we all can.
We all can.
Oh my God.
You have a few interesting people that you know.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
No, well, we've talked about a few, right? You have a gentleman that climbed Everest or something like that.
Yeah, that could be good.
You have other contacts, and if we make it,
a few people in politics.
If we make it like a more human,
we don't do politics.
Human story, no politics, just human story.
No, but you know people in politics.
How somebody got somewhere in life. Different funny stories around that.
The point would be to bring in these C-level famous people, but not actually talk about why they're famous, like other stuff.
Well, how they got there, or whatever, right?
But not the
funny
actual
stories,
job.
Funny stories along the way.
Yeah.
I just like being the jester.
You still could be.
It'd be a much more limited role. Though.
We would probably have to. Right? We'd probably have to cut back on the. That's what she said.
The jesting, yeah.
That's what she said.
The
jokes.
jesting is.
It'd be more limited.
Half the fun, though.
I agree. So you have to mentally prepare yourself for this if it were to happen.
I'm not opposed to having guests from time to time. It's just very difficult to set up. Where do we do the cast, right? We have to go back to Scotty's.
We'd have to go somewhere. Yeah.
We'd need to figure that stuff out.
It is possible to figure out, though.
So, good listeners,
it's not insurmountable.
What do you think about the new format? Would you, would you listen in? What would you recommend as a name?
Not Cop Car Coffee.
And
not Cop Car Coffee is the name.
Yeah.
Not Cop Car Coffee.
Yeah.
Essentially, it would continue, but we'd tweak it. Not Cop Car Coffee. Yeah.
I have to do new
and
intro.
Triple C.
I have to do a new intro.
Not your usual coffee show.
Not.
You know what?
Coffee.
I had some good names for this.
Did you?
Why don't we call it?
I can dig them up.
The Duff, DDT, and JB show.
No.
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 Oh, that's a mouthful.
I might have a list. Can you guys carry the show?
Why don't we call?
Just like last time?
Why don't we call it
So our mayor, Mr. Sutcliffe,
correct,
had
of
a
Ottawa,
podcast
Canada.
of Ottawa, Canada, had a podcast
Capital of Canada.
that was called Digging Deep, where he met with people and just kind of.
So are you saying that we rip off his idea?
No, I'm just saying that's like this sounds like an interesting name. Like I wonder, they're digging deep on stories and whatever. So I'm not saying that name, but that's a podcast name that you go. I have a general idea of what the podcast topic will be about. Cop Car Coffee is an awesome name based on a specific scenario during the pandemic, which I love it.
And we're in 4 seasons of Cop Car Coffee
with 3 listeners or 2.
Well, we actually don't know. We were talking about that yesterday, Duff and I.
Well, you can tell by the downloads.
Well, you can't tell by the downloads.
Well, yeah, you can. That's the whole point.
Because there's so many different ways. Like people could be listening, but not downloading it.
That's the same thing.
I found my list.
Not really.
They're not as good as
when you listen in. It's a download.
Yeah, they're not as good as I thought.
Yeah,
they're not as good.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I missed what? What are you saying? The data, the downloads?
When like a download is somebody listening to it.
Sure, and that I think all the stats is strictly through Podbean. Like that doesn't count. In fact, I know it doesn't count.
Spotify?
The Spotify data, because then when I go on through Spotify, we got tons
Because
more.
we would, in this scenario, we'd need to get on to Apple, right? Like iTunes.
So that's where you would come in, because you would have to do all that from scratch. I have no idea. Nothing has ever worked.
Yeah, so I could I have people that we could get a nice logo that would be the right size. We could register on all the platforms.
I'm in. Definitely if it's like you do.
Are you in DDT?
Maybe,
because you'd be the producer on this stuff. You wouldn't be silent.
You would not be silent.
I think we'd all be talking, right?
Yeah.
Think about.
No. I know that. I'm just saying, like.
And realistically, someone's going to get a ski pass.
Here.
Someone's going to get a ski pass again. Someone's going to remember he has a lot that he bought in Quebec that he has to get back.
Or
to.
that cutting board he has to send.
Yeah, I think we're selling that.
Yeah.
What? No, you're not. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Duff was going to bring his trailer up.
I'm not serious yet, but I think
I figured there was less interest in the lot though.
It's not less interest. It's the
less time.
It's the finance.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk more about that off air.
Wow.
It's just the cost of maintaining 2 properties, right? At the time and the cost of maintaining 2 properties.
Yeah.
Time.
Well, just so where we are, where our property is over the course of the past year and a half, they've reassessed the value of everything.
Oh.
Is that because you graded it a little bit?
No. Last year we were paying about $700 in taxes just for an empty lot. This year, because of all the reassessments, we're paying $1,300 a year in taxes. If we were to have a cottage in that area, we'd be paying anywhere between, I'd say, $7,000 to $9,000 in property taxes a year.
Quebec government. Holy.
Yeah. So when I'm talking about that,
that's
right?
Crazy.
So you need internet.
Well, why don't
there,
you sell your place here, which is probably worth about $1 million, and build up there?
We're not there yet. Right? Like still kids going to high school, still kids like we're a few years away from that.
Right.
So it's now is just not the time.
All right.
Okay.
What is it, Duff?
I found some of my old titles. I don't like them actually.
Give us one. Hit us with one.
I'll hit you with all of them.
Okay.
There's only 10. Curious banter, intelligent laughs, and insightful talks. Wit and wonder, exploring the quirky side of intelligence. What? Brainy banter and funny facts. What? The Smart Laughs podcast. I know. These don't really apply to you.
What's the first one?
The first one, curious banter.
Does it matter?
Curious banter, intelligent laughs, and insightful talks.
I like that one.
No.
We'll see. Clever chat and witty wisdom, a humorous inquiry. I kind of like that one.
It's got to be short.
Why don't we just call it the
Laugh and
Injurious Waste of Time podcast?
Hang on. And then I did a few just more of an Ottawa focus if we wanted to be more local. Canuck Curiosity, Ottawa's Witty Wonders. Maple Leaf Musings, smart and funny stories from Ottawa.
So you've been thinking about this for a while.
A little bit.
Okay.
Just random when I get stuff.
They're really bad.
You don't like Maple Leaf Musings, smart and funny stories from Ottawa?
They're really bad.
I don't want to limit. You don't want to limit yourself to Ottawa, right? But
they're pretty bad.
But the curious banter's pretty good.
Ottawa oddities and Canadian comedy, a curious blend. Great white laughs, smart chats from Ottawa, or just great white laughs, smart chats. And finally, True North talk.
Nothing
insights.
about this. Nothing
humorous
about this.
insights from Ottawa and beyond.
Nothing is in this
Smart.
exciting you.
Doesn't work for you, DDT. I know.
My suggestion was always an injurious waste of time.
I can see the.
Nah.
I can see the. It's just it might be difficult to get guests
when we
to
call
say
it
what's the name of your podcast. Injurious.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're a waste of time, but I want to bring you on.
Yeah, we'd love to have you on. Oh, what's your podcast? It's
in our current format, that would work, right?
Yeah.
But I like it. Yeah, we need a good title. We need a smart logo. We need to get on iTunes. And
if you're a listener, you're the listener out there,
that can help with that.
Send us a few suggestions.
Yeah, if you're the listener, we need a suggestion.
Yeah.
copcarcoffee@gmail.com.
Let's get back to something here.
But see, I always thought we should take it on the road too. We never did do a show from Lanark, you know.
But we
maybe
could.
that's how we wrap up Cop Car Coffee, live from Lanark.
Mm-hmm.
You know, boom.
Visit the convenience store.
Bam.
Rent a couple DVDs.
There
VHS.
you go. Now you're talking.
One thing I brought up at the top of the show, which we never got back on, was the Leafs 5-1 loss to the Bruins last night.
Fantastic.
5-1.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
I had no idea.
But then again,
who scored? Who scored the one goal for the Leafs?
Some no-name guy. But
then
again,
all the big guns seem to.
All the Leafs fans are saying, "Well, we lost to Tampa last year in the first game, and we came back."
They're just. I just don't see the Leafs as a playoff team.
5-1.
Like, what's his name?
Son of a.
Nylander didn't
69 goals. Who's that guy?
David
Matthews.
Kemp.
Like, Matthews could score 1,000 goals in the regular season. He won't show up for the playoffs. Yeah. Payday's done.
Because you know what? They put extra checking on him, right?
Super
more
easy
physical,
to
extra
check.
Super,
yeah. Of course they do, right?
That's
which leaves this fourth stringer you're talking about.
Well, Marchand's the captain, so you can assume the team approach.
Yeah. Well, he was pretty like Bertuzzi and Domi. Domi was going after him last night.
No way.
Yeah. And Marchand was just laughing and taking it and
Marchand
Domi take penalties.
Marchand got 2 points.
I can't see them. I mean, full transparency here. I do not like the Leafs.
No.
But I also intelligently, I feel they're just not.
Camp scored, assisted by Dewar and Reeves.
Can't see them doing it.
Yeah. They're a tough guy. And the other thing I'd like to say is,
so they're top 10 players, which are like huge
no
names.
Points last night.
No points last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nylander's not even playing.
Why?
I don't know, some injury or something apparently. And one thing I'd like to...
Islanders lost as well.
Yeah. The rest of the series start today, I believe.
So I'm about to do my my Tim's picks. Who do you guys suggest today?
Well, I want to do one more.
Here's who's playing. So Lightning and Panthers. Capital and Rangers. Avalanche and Jets.
Predators,
Canucks. So I'm
taking Rangers.
So Lightning, Panthers, who are you taking?
I'm going to take Panthers.
I don't care in that
one. I think... I would hope.
Although Tampa,
I would like the Lightning to win, but
Vasilevsky.
But I think Panthers are going to win.
So I'm going to say Rangers.
Capital and Rangers. Rangers are going to win. Avalanche and Jets. I'd say Jets.
Ooh, I'm going to take the Avs.
I hope Jets. I hope Jets.
Yeah, me too. And then Canucks and Predators. I think the Canucks are going to win.
But Preds went on that big, huge hamburger run. Yeah. They went like 17 and something or 18 and something. So can't count them out. But I'm going to take in that series. I'll take Canucks too.
All right.
So I've picked Matthew Tkachuk, Sam Lafferty. Tkachuk's Florida, Lafferty's Vancouver. I need a third pick here. Got Braden Schneider, Rangers. Giuseppe, Vancouver. Stanley, Winnipeg. Saranac.
I'd take Saranac.
That's a big name, eh?
Yeah.
For Tampa, but see,
he comes through all the time.
But don't you see Florida beating Tampa? I like to pick players from winning teams.
You've got to move on. Is that how that works?
No, it's just it's the pick one a day.
Oh, well, I'd go Saranac.
You would, eh?
Yeah. That guy comes through in the playoffs, from what I know. The other guys, I don't know.
What about Logan Stanley? Do you guys know who that is?
No.
I've heard of him, yeah.
He's a Winnipeg defenseman. I'm not picking him if you don't know.
I think he's more of a stay-at-home D, but I could be wrong about that.
Ryan McDonough, That's a name we should know.
He's an older player.
Not as
Are you guys
old.
going to go to the PWHL Fan Fest at Canadian Tire Center?
Is that today?
April 22nd. Is that today?
That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
They're having it on a Monday?
But speaking of
Sounds a little
PW,
weird,
At
eh?
Canadian Tire Center? They play it
Yeah,
at
I know.
TD Place.
Yeah, Canadian Tire Center. Join us as your PWHL Ottawa players take part in an on-ice competition skills.
Oh.
before we sign off,
What time?
6 to 7 tomorrow night.
Oh, maybe I'll see if my daughter's interested.
Is it free? Blah, 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 blah. Confirm your spot.
before we sign off on the cast, and speaking of PWHL,
I might.
Yeah, I think it's free. Why did I sound like that all of a sudden?
Because you like a good bargain.
Chile,
It's one of the things I like most about you, JB.
Money-saving hack.
Cost-saving
free.
hack right there.
Yeah. Speaking of PWHL, Duff, you and I talked about it at the coffee yesterday that JB missed. I'm going to revise my take on PWHL.
Yeah, you're coming around.
Okay?
Didn't
DDT's coming around.
No, I'm not coming around.
Mark, what's his name there? Mark Mathot is actually
Mark Mathot.
Mark Mathot.
Yeah, he was showing them.
He's given them a
showing them how to body check.
He's given them a clinic, right?
He was,
because
yeah.
all of a sudden, all these players who played their whole
Never
lives
hit because there's no hitting.
without any hitting are thrown into a situation where there's supposed to be some limited body checking into the boards, but now they're throwing in like full on mid ice.
He was showing them hip checking.
There was a hip check. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, they need it.
Oh
right?
yeah.
There may be a new generation of girls now that are going to be exposed to that,
Yeah.
but if you've never been hit in hockey,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden somebody crushes you into the boards,
Yeah. You're gonna feel that.
oh,
Yeah.
brutal.
Yeah. But my take on the PWHL was that they always market these women's sports to men, and for the most part, men want to watch the.
You feel they market it to men?
Well, I think men are mostly watch sports, right? Women.
But don't you feel the
tend not
PWL
to.
is marketing to all the young
I think they
girls
are
that
now,
play hockey?
for sure, and that's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
But my thing, I was saying that they're never going to get the crowds out. That obviously it's not going to be as big as the NHL and stuff like that.
What did they get in Montreal last night at the game?
Oh, they set a record. Apparently.
21,000.
Yeah. But here's
You're right.
the thing.
The NHL crowds do not get that much. You're right.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about it is that I think it's more like the other fringe kind of sports, right?
Ooh,
like NLL,
fringe. Okay.
National Lacrosse League, the Canadian basketball, soccer, and stuff like that, which are men's sports, but they draw consistently about 3,000-4,000 people.
I think it's just gradually all of professional women's sport is gradually gaining ground.
Slow,
we'll see what
steady
happens.
gain.
Right?
But unfortunately, I think the attendance in Canada and Minnesota has been great. But unfortunately, I think New York and Boston have not drawn as well.
I don't know. I haven't been following.
Like
I don't
think,
watch the attendance.
Like if you look at women's soccer, it's gaining like a lot of momentum.
It'll never
be the same. But you can't compare.
They're different. Yeah.
You can't compare, right? Like you can't expect them to fill an 80,000 or 100,000 stadium in Europe, right? It's not going to happen. But there's a demand for the sport.
There is. And it's nice, and it's great to see. But like I said, I think it's going to be tough slogging. But what is their model based on? How many? Where are they going to make some money? How many people do they need to come out to a game to make money? Ottawa sells out all the time, but you're talking about an 8,000 seat arena.
But it's also the first year, right? So the excitement level is there.
Exactly. We'll see what happens in the years.
So we need to see, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years from now, right? What's going to happen? So.
And it's not even the first full season yet, right? For them.
No.
They started in January, so.
Here's an interesting note just on what we're talking about sports and leagues and that. I'm trying to find on TSN, the Sports Network's website, the results of yesterday's Ottawa game for soccer. Okay. I was thinking yesterday afternoon
hard to find,
when I was coming out of the movies and it was snowing and raining and +2.
What'd you go see?
What we'll get to that in a minute.
Well,
how many people showed up for the game at TD Place? So here I am. I'm trying to find the league, right?
There was a soccer game yesterday?
Yeah, our season opener for the Ottawa Pro League.
Yeah.
So NHL, NFL, NBA, golf, F1, tennis, UEFA, Copa America, like on MLS. It's not even on the first page. And then I see a little soccer ball. Ooh, more soccer. 9 leagues. It's got to be in there. Open that up. CONCACAF, UEFA, Mexico, Another UEFA, English Premier League, Bundesliga, Serie A, League One, FIFA Women's. I can't find it.
Yeah.
How can I not find?
What's the name of the team again? I don't even remember. Ottawa.
It's just,
it's Atletico.
Atletico Ottawa. Yeah, Atletico Ottawa. Like,
yeah.
so where the frig?
You might have to look up Atletico Ottawa.
JB, the movie. So, anyways, I am curious.
Let's wrap it up.
Did they play? They played outside.
But hang on, I do like.
Yeah, they play outside.
I do like soccer.
No, but
at TD
Place.
Okay.
This is their second season, and in the new Canadian Professional League.
Yeah.
It's fun soccer. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I went to a Lynx game. It was fun.
I'm not sure the connection to the Lynx game. Yeah.
Ottawa Lynx back in the what was the
different
soccer
sport?
Like, that's like 20 years ago, man.
No.
Lynx was baseball.
Okay, sorry, not the Lynx.
What are you talking about?
Ottawa Fury. My
the old
Ottawa
Fury.
Ottawa Fury. I went to one of their.
Anyways,
we went. We
did go. We went. Anyways,
what did you see for a movie?
Well, hang on. Let's just wrap up the soccer first. I'd love to go, but I love my soccer, but I can't imagine sitting in that weather yesterday to watch soccer.
Oh, no, it was.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was
terrible.
asking outside. Like, it would be unpleasant.
There's no indoor soccer stadiums in Ottawa for a pro team. The movie I saw, JB, let me be very clear.
Oh, God.
I was never misled so much about a movie in my life. I was so psyched to go to this particular movie.
Yeah.
And it was a huge letdown.
What's the title?
The
Don't
title
describe
was,
it. Just say
the title of the movie was, wait for it, Civil War.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't that sound like an amazing title?
I heard the reviews on that.
Dystopian future.
Yeah, I thought it would be, and I thought it would be amazing.
I heard the reviews.
The trailer looked epic. And what were the reviews? I should have watched the reviews.
The reviews were that they didn't pursue the
context of the action.
Yeah, they didn't pursue the story enough. It was more of an action.
No action.
Really?
You know what it was?
But they didn't.
They basically spoiler alert, but you're welcome, so you don't have to go watch it. Okay. It followed these photographers, war photographers. Though you might have liked the DDT. It's up your alley. Couple of war photographers.
The picture of the poster has like the
well, there's a battle scene in Washington, is there not?
The Statue of Liberty, the hand
battle scene,
with the I guess the flame thing, and there's like a gun nest around there.
Right.
Which what would they be shooting from that
relevance.
height?
So that particular,
what would they be shooting from that height?
Nothing.
It makes no sense. But anyway, that's a different thing.
Really?
So it gave me the impression that it would be like a dystopian action movie.
They didn't pursue the story enough.
Okay.
They didn't pursue the story.
If you like following along, watching two photographers,
so more like war correspondent story than
more like that, but not even good.
All right. How much time we have?
I'm sorry, folks.
done.
So the non-Duff pick of the week would be Civil War.
The non-Duff.
And I mean, if you're really into war photography,
have you watched Loudermilk?
Go for it. Yes, I like it.
It's pretty funny.
It's pretty funny.
Have you watched Loudermilk?
No.
He reminds me of a bit of a Loudermilk.
I've heard of it.
Doesn't he?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Now I got to watch this for context.
You're our Loudermilk.
Yeah.
I watched this
I liked it.
limited series on the flicks.
I thought we were done.
We're watching it at home.
Loudermilk.
Yeah, we're into season. We're still season 1.
I kind of gave up after a while. It didn't get any better. It's just kind of steady and funny.
Yeah.
But
Some title, something reindeer, something.
Reindeer Games.
Not Reindeer Games.
Oh.
It's on Netflix.
I saw that.
Merry
I just
Christmas,
watched it last
Reindeer.
night.
Is it a movie or is it?
No, it's a limited series,
Okay.
like 6-7 episodes.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway.
So look, we're at the end of the podcast. If anybody is actually legitimately still listening,
thank you.
copcarcoffee@gmail.com. No spaces, no dots, no dashes. COPCOFFEE. No. COPCAR.
Doesn't matter.
COFFEE@gmail.com.
Doesn't matter.
Send us an email with some thoughts. It doesn't matter. I know it doesn't matter.
Lots of things don't matter.
That's Cop Car Coffee. Yeah, we'll just try to wrap it up professionally, though. Maybe a shoot in Lanark, and then we pass it over to JB, get our first guest, give us some rules to follow.
Right.
Yeah.